What does it take to turn Saturday success into Sunday success? You haven't had that yet. But you know, what has been that, like, the reaction times are much better. There was a time not that long ago where there was a lot of, commentary, right?
Yeah. Where's Tony at now? I mean, I got to listen to a lot of his.
It wasn't
his
Tony. It was mostly Loans and Jason Galvin.
Oh, okay. Tony, I'm
and
sorry.
Me,
I thought it was you.
And me, like, people wanted, they wanted, it's pro stock, right? Want to see 00 lights all the time.
Hang on. And me. I was very critical of my lights. I mean, my lights weren't great. And I'm not saying they're great now. I mean, they're better for sure. But anybody who's ever sat in a pro stock car understands it's not as easy as it looks. There's a lot of things going on in the car. And unfortunately or fortunately, we just don't let go of a button and steer. We have to staging is critical. You've got a clutch pedal, a throttle pedal. You got to, everything's got to happen at the exact same time. And you got to see the light correctly. And sometimes when you're in the right lane, you're looking around the A pillar. Sometimes in the left lane, you got a good clear view. It's the lights are critical. And you look at who we're competing against. Yeah, they say, 00 Dallas is his nickname. And Dallas is probably one of the best, in the current era, as far as reaction time goes, that we've seen. But he's not always 00. I mean, obviously he's proven he can fall off and be late and be in the 20s or 30s, which, you consider anything 30 or greater now almost being late, which is ridiculous. But it's going to take whoever can get their foot off the clutch pedal and hit their shift points and keep the car in the groove. You have to do all that. And then you just got to make sure your crew chief and your crew set the car up right. Pro stock is as hard as it's ever been, even though, we've only got on average about 20 cars out there, not the 40 or 50 cars like, 25 years ago. But the competitiveness of the top 16 cars is as tight as it's ever been in the history of the class.
All right. It occurs to me now that you bring this up, and, in all honesty, I did give Hartford some concepts of some of the things we would talk about here on the show. And this is not one of them, Matt.
Awesome.
The big pro stock meeting that happened in Charlotte a couple of weeks ago, that was about what you just said, the good of the class, the good of the sport, the future of the class, all of that stuff. I know that I kept walking by the glass and seeing everybody in there, and it looked good. It looked like democracy, if you will. Everyone making a point, thinking about what's good. There's been a lot spoken and said about many things. We've seen a starting line pushing and shoving match. We've seen people talking about tires. We've heard a lot this season. I find it to be very entertaining, but I think that meeting really set the table for a lot of it. Like, what can you share about what you think is good for the future of pro stock to take it from the most competitive to maybe even more competitive or more appreciated by fans?
So what came out of that meeting, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but NHRA, along with all the pro stock competitors, elected a board of 5 to be the pro stock committee. The 5, and I am on the board of the 5, the 5 of us will basically come to decisions based on the entire pro stock class, and then we will take them to NHRA. So there's not a free-for-all one-on-one or 10 people all given 10 different ideas. It will be a unified decision by us from all of our peers in the class, and then we present it to NHRA. What came out of the meeting, and I am 100% in support of, is that there will be no rule changes this year, and that each year we will find one rule that we will notify. We will come up with one rule that we will notify NHRA well in advance, so that all the competitors well in advance know, that will help the class have to increase the performance of the class a little bit, maybe 100th, 200ths. So every year the cars get a little quicker. And it's going to be one rule. We have the best class in NHRA, bar none right now. My entire vision in that meeting was, let's not screw that up by adding rules on top of rules on top of rules. Everybody who races pro stock understands it's a professional category. This is not a hobby class. It's not something to where if you want to run for a championship, you just can't show up for a couple races here and there. You've got to be dedicated to do everything that it takes years in advance to get to where you're at today. And that includes the tire program. And we all agreed that there would be one rule change moving into next year. I'm not going to release what that is, but we all came to an agreement, which should pick up the cars a couple hundreds for next year. And each year we'll decide what that one rule will be.
I know. I thank you for that. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but you're someone who knows, and this is what's good for pro stock people knowing about it. And I agree. Stagnation, perceived stagnation. What do the cars run? They run 60s in the heat, 50s in normal conditions, and occasional 40s in great conditions. That's it. And it's been like that for, 6 years.
Yes.
So I like that idea.
Yeah. So it's good. I mean, we got a good blend of people. I think we'll make really good decisions. We're not going to make everybody happy. But at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for the class and what's best for NHRA. NHRA has devoted 75 years into, getting to where they're at today. And pro stock is, it's the pinnacle of normal aspirated racing. And we need to make sure that we just don't want to screw up the class.
Right.